Welcome to another episode of my Stitch Diaries. Now you might want to grab yourself a crafty cuppa, because if you know me well, I do go on a little bit about crafting, sewing, knitting and crochet and dolls and things. Well, today I am bringing you a Stitch Diary video. There will be knitting, sewing and crochet involved. I'm going to be revealing my Sew Frugal garments, that challenge that I told you all about, where you can win prizes, and there is going to be a bit of a Blythe doll sneaky peek. Now I am going to do a separate Blythe doll video, but yes, there's going to be a sneaky peek of a new doll in this video, so, and a bit of Easter fun and things. So yeah, hopefully there's going to be something you're going to enjoy. Now I'll show you the mug I'm drinking out of. Now this is a Poppy to Fry mug with a vintage Singer sewing machine on it, and there's a spool on the back, and it says "Hey ho, off to sew we go" inside, and it's lovely. But I'm gonna have a sip of it and I'll put it down. Oh, with this mug, the first one I ever had, I broke it. I bought a replacement one and then I won one, so I've actually got two of these now, one that I drink out and one that I'll never drink out because I don't want it to get broken. But yeah, but I've got a sewing machine like this and I do use it from time to time. It's just I can't keep it out for use all of the time. If I could, I'd use it more, like with most of my things actually. That's the thing, isn't it? So I'll just have another sip. Actually, the coffee I'm drinking, these are beans that I've ground myself in my machine, that I can grind the beans, and then you pull the thing down and you tamper them, and you put it through the machine and things. Excuse me, I've got an itch on my face. They're from Aldi. I have been buying them from various places, but I'm finding them a bit cheaper in Aldi. But what it is, I did look when I first started shopping there, because my viewers all know when I started shopping there. I used to shop there many years ago, but now I'm a serious shopper there. And basically there was no actual beans, it was all ground, but I was just unfortunate. But they do sell beans you grind and they're pretty good actually, and yeah, that's what I'm drinking. They're really nice, but you can't beat freshly ground coffee, and I prefer the coffee at home than when I go out actually. I'm a bit of a coffee snob these days. So what shall I show you next? So right, my calligraphy club. I didn't mention my calligraphy club at the start. So I have been in a calligraphy club for a year, and I've been involved with these people for, longer than that. However, my membership will have ceased by tomorrow. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to keep up with the club. I managed to download all the paper content and print it out for the whole year, but I didn't manage to watch all the videos, unfortunately. So yeah, it doesn't mean I won't be able to do some of the projects. I can, I know kind of what to do, but it won't be quite the same. But you lose access to the content. I think they did say they might make it downloadable for me, but it'd be such a massive file to save. I don't think I'll be able to do that, but it's a really kind offer of them. But I could sign up on a monthly basis. But yeah, basically they were going to take the payment for the year, and it would basically, the payment probably wouldn't have gone, so I had to cancel it. But I could sign up, maybe. Say if I was doing 1 month I've already done, I thought, oh yes, I want to watch that back, I could sign up for a month. Say if I get a bit of a time, I feel I've got lots of time to do it, but who gets lots of time? I certainly don't. But anyway, I just bought my January printouts in here, but I have printed out everything that I haven't done, January, February, March. I won't be getting April. I won't be getting anything for April, unfortunately. I bet it's Easter. I bet it's Easter themed. That would be awful. Easter's one of my favourite times of the year. Maybe I'll have to sign up just for the month, just in case it's something Easter. So anyway, unless maybe I haven't actually looked at what I've printed out from the months before March. Maybe that was Easter. Who knows? I'll have a look. So something else I have downloaded. It's knitting, and it was free of charge. Oh, actually, I'm not going to go to that yet. I'm going to save it, right? sorry, oh, you're gonna have to wait for that. But I have purchased a knitting pattern. Now there is a designer called Amy Munson. Now she is on Etsy, she is on Ravelry. Now I purchased these from Ravelry. Now it is her birthday and she's doing a sale for a week. So I downloaded a pattern and it came with a bonus pattern. Well, I purchased more than one pattern actually, but I'll show you this one first. The picture seems to be at the back of the pattern, so I'll hold it up to you. It's a snowman. Now you might think it's a little bit early, isn't it, for snowmen? But it's just because of this sale. I got the pattern half price and it was worth me purchasing it now. And I had already seen this pattern before and had my eye on it, and I just hadn't made the purchase. So I thought with the sale I'm going to get it. It's basically a colourwork snowman, and I think it's made in 4-ply, like a sock weight yarn. Nothing to say that you couldn't do it in DK, you know, thicker yarn, thicker needle, but yeah, but I downloaded that and it came with a bonus pattern to make some knitted Christmas trees. And this pattern, I think the snowman is called a colourwork snowman, and this is called the December Christmas tree, but that was the bonus pattern I got. So that's a lot of fun. So yeah, I'll probably be putting that with my Christmas knitting things, and that's something for the future. Obviously I've been busy knitting something for Advent, haven't I? But yes, that's good. And actually I bought it was a collection of patterns and it was called Holidays. That was it, Holidays. Now in the Holidays pattern you got a few patterns. Now I've only printed out one of them, or one, and it came with a bonus, but there are other ones and they are Christmas related, but at the moment I haven't printed any of those out. So what I'll do is I'll show you them in the future. I'll get them printed out, maybe, you know, later on in the year when I've finished with these knitted sweaters. Which will take me up to the summer, I'm sure. Well, this is a new pattern. Basically the pattern booklet was called the 2023 Pattern of the Month Club, and it was and in it you got the April bunny and eggs. Now this is the bunny. Now it's basically like the snowman. It's a colourwork bunny, so it's a bit. I know they'll probably think, oh, that looks a bit unusual, but it's the style of them. She's got a lot of these things where they've got no arms and legs and they're just like a thing, you know. And but yes, it was the eggs that kind of excited me more. And obviously you can see the little eggs in the background. Now last night, I only bought this last night, I thought I'm going to knit one of these eggs. I thought I'm going to knit one so I can show you. I hope to film today, so I thought I'll get an egg knitted. Right, but now now my doll is holding the egg I knitted. Now I made a mistake, right? I wanted to show you how big these eggs are going to be. Now when I looked at the pattern, I was knitting this like a crazy lady. So my egg is only basically a cast on edge and a woven off edge, not a cast off. You kind of just go through the stitches, and then there's I've done 13 rows. No, I haven't. Tell a lie. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've done 9 rows on my egg, which I am going to show you in this video, but there should have been 13 rows. Where I made the mistake, when I got to round 5, where it was like a knit row, because these are knitted in the round. All these are knitted in the round, by the way, just to let you know, just in case you're a flat knitter. I was supposed to do round 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's meant to be 4 more rows in my egg. So my egg is a lot shorter. However, I think it looks a perfect egg shape. I am a chicken keeper. I know what eggs look like. So my egg, I think, looks really great like that. However, I will knit one properly. And again, these are knitted in 4-ply on knitting needles that are 2 double pointed needles, 2.25 5mm, so it was a very fiddly, very fiddly. And I knitted mine in a yarn I'd been given many years ago that I wasn't usually using 4-ply then, and I just used that. I had a small amount of it, but I will show it you. So we'll come back to that in a moment, but because it leads to something else and I don't want to, yeah, I want them to flow nicely. So I'm going to stick to knitting at the moment. Now I am in something called Knit the Year, and it's a club by Sincerely Louise, and I've had my new project for this month. Would it be the March? Oh no, it's for April basically. We've been given it in March, but it's the April project, and it's called the Ape Real Falls. I'll show you. See what it's saying there? It's meant to be April Ape Real Falls. So he's a bit of a jester, isn't he? But it's lovely. Now, I only get the patterns for these. You can have the yarn as a part of your subscription, but it's more money. But there are opportunities to purchase yarn. But yes, the only yarn I've purchased so far is for the January one, the cat, that I'm going to be knitting for my son. But yeah, I haven't knitted any of these yet. But yeah, so I've got another one to go in my Knit the Year folder, which I keep losing, by the way, because I keep getting it out every month. I keep misplacing it. So, but I'll pop those there. So shall we go to maybe crochet now? There will be knitting again and there will be sewing, but we're on crochet. Now, before, you have seen my flower monsters, and I've got them here. Now, I haven't got my Christmas ones here, the holly monster and the mistletoe monster, because they're in my loft for Christmas. But you've seen these before. My daffodil monster, which is very, you know, you're the right thing at the moment. There's daffodils everywhere you go at the moment. No daisies yet, a bit too early for daisies, but I've got my daisy monster here. Now I have purchased the new Toft book, which you might have seen on Instagram or Facebook if you follow me on there, but I posted the front cover. Now it has got kind of 2 front covers. Now I don't know if these will be like it if you buy it when it gets, you know, released on Amazon and things, but I got this directly from Toft, and it came in this this brown fold cover, book cover, and I got an iron-on patch with 2023 on it, and its proper front cover looks like this. Now I have taken a photograph of this and posted it on social media, which I'll show you, and I have this morning photographed the book with that cover with my flower monsters. I haven't shared this anywhere yet, but I'll pop that up on the screen for you to see. So yeah, I haven't actually looked in this book yet, so I'm gonna flick through it. Now basically, Kerry normally only lets you have her patterns if we can buy her quarterly magazines where you can get patterns, but you normally have to buy the yarn with it. But the flowers, apart from if they've been in the quarterly magazine, I presume, you know, you've had to buy the yarn. But I've got yarn, Toft yarn, left over, so I could do flowers out of this book without purchasing yarn. Now the first picture in here is absolutely gorgeous. Look at those roses, they're so nice. Now apparently in this, you could be able to make 1, 2, 3. Now if I've counted that right, there's about 30 patterns, 30ish patterns, and yeah, and there's loads. So there's a lovely picture of Kerry. Actually, if you have never seen Kerry Lord, she's grown her hair actually. She's sitting there. I followed Kerry a long time. Actually, when she first brought out her first patterns, they didn't, all the yarns were natural, they didn't dye them, and she did all animals, Edwards and menagerie. But I was already an established crochet at the time, and I wasn't really interested in that book at the time, yeah, because there was other things I was enjoying making. But having said this, later on I become interested in Toft patterns. So there's another nice pattern. Now I'm really sorry, I'm guessing this is going to be in here, but I don't know what this flower is called, but there is one in all different pastel colours. Now Kerry has started selling pastel yarn. Now I must admit I was really tempted, because I've only had her like more natural and vibrant colours. I don't think she's had pastels before, from what I can remember anyway, but it was like £30 for the pack. It was about £5 something a ball, and I just wasn't in the position to buy them. But never saying, you know, it was something for the future anyway. So there was a few instructions in here. Right, now there's a practice project in here, and it's pretty adorable actually, and it's called the practice bulb. I want to make this. How cute is that practice bulb? I love it. And then the projects. I'm guessing that is Kerry's daughter. Oh my goodness, look at that picture. Even if you were never going to make these, I think this book is delightful to look through. It's really going to test my reading out now. The winter aconite. I'm going to say it's either aconite, or I might be wrong altogether. The winter, that's the word, winter, and that's it. It's so cute, isn't it? I wish I could actually say what it is. I'm guessing that's what it is in its natural form. Yeah, I think she's done it like seasonal, because she's starting off in January. There's another nice picture of it here, look. I wish I could say it. Did I get that right? No doubt. Actually, people really help me out on my YouTube channel. Rowan, you've helped me quite a few times, haven't you? And hopefully, I still do slip up and say things wrong, but I'm getting better. I think my English is getting better. So, a snowdrop. I think we all know what snowdrops are. Snowdrop monster. Oh, she's got a lovely picture here in the snow. A crocus. I know how to say that. And actually, my YouTube viewers taught me what the name of this flower was, because I was saying I love how they all come up. The council in our area planted them, and you get them all kinds of colours. I've seen those already this year, and I didn't know what they were, and they're called a crocus. And here we are. We've got like a lavender colour one. That's lovely, isn't it? I don't know if these are like if these are miniature flowers. Okay, let me have a look at that picture of her daughter a moment. Now, looking close up at this photograph, the flowers, they do appear to be as large as the ones I've made, because the ones I've made have been miniature, but maybe some of them are miniature. I don't know, but they look very small. But until I make one, I don't actually know. There's another deeper colour of the crocus here. I'm sorry about the glare. I've got a bit of time today because my son, I don't have to pick him up early. He's a late pickup today. And I would have been picking my other son up late as well, but he's got the orthodontist. So, oh, this is lovely. Now, I think this is the cover star, the primrose. The primrose is gorgeous. I think the Toft primrose is actually more gorgeous than the actual real life flower. Aren't they? There must be clustered primroses as well. You get different, like, you know, you get the laced versions of things, don't you? Honestly, this book, I could just stare at it all day. It's really lovely. And then there's a picture of the daffodil. Now, I've made the daffodil already, but this was my choice of colours. The daffodil was suggested in a lighter green, but I wanted the dark green. And this daffodil, the petals have been done in white, and then the yellow centre. A really nice version. That's something I could do in the future, couldn't I, if I wanted another daffodil? Because I could basically, if I wanted to, I could do seasonal ones. I could do like 3 daffodils in different shades, put those in my little 3 pots that I stick them in, and then swap them over. If I get to the stage I've made quite a few flowers, I tend to just leave these out all year round, really. So maybe in time I'll have to switch them up a little bit. This is a heather. Now, I must admit there are some I like more than others. So these aren't my favourite. However, I think I'm warming to these kind of ones. Now, I wasn't that keen on the ones with heads like this. It's took me a while to get my head around it. But I think with the collection of flowers, they'd look rather nice, wouldn't they? Oh, there's a lovely picture here, actually. It's a heather. I didn't mention what this is. Isn't that lovely? They look especially nice pictured with the flowers, don't they? Now the next one is an iris, pictured around the irises. The picture. A hyacinth. Now I've got hyacinth in my garden actually. Mine's a Lovelace hyacinth. Yeah, mine are like all clustered like that. I planted it well, my husband dug it out. Our kitten that died tragically, it was awful. I'm not going to talk about it too much because, you know, it's a bit sad, isn't it? I've spoke about my kitten before, and yeah, it was for him, you know, because it's blue. It was for him because he was called Blue, but ours ended up purple. But it depends on the soil, apparently. That's how it ends up. Oh, tulips. They'll be coming up soon, won't they? We're in spring, aren't we? And they're doing like a contrast on those ones, look. Because I suppose you get that on some tulips. Very nice. We've got a lily. My husband has bought me lilies. I think he bought them me maybe for an anniversary, maybe. At least these don't die. I've got flowers actually. I got flowers for Mother's Day. And yeah, they look beautiful. The cats keep breaking them though. This is a allium. I hope I'm saying that right. How fabulous is that? Oh, I hope you really enjoy seeing this little walkthrough. I'm sorry if you're here for the Frugal and you're not a crocheter, but still, if you don't crochet, even if I didn't crochet, I would love looking at this. This is a ranunculus. Check me out. Hopefully I'm saying it right. A carnation. That's the other colourway. It's going to be loads of editing. This is going to be a massive editing. Actually, I'm filming this a day early. I haven't gone to figure skating practice because my figure skater is on holiday. It's a birthday. So instead of going skating, which I should have done, I'm doing this instead. So at least I've got more time to edit, try and get this video out, mate, for tomorrow, hopefully. This is a bluebell. A peony. Photographs are just divine, aren't they? Oh my goodness, look at those hands. That's what I've really liked actually. When I did the Holly Monster, they had spiky leaves. These hands are kind of like this look. But yeah, I love how different the hands are. Right. Chrysanthemum. Did I get that right? If I did, you know, I'm definitely improving at English. Even though I am English, well, more Irish. I think with my Irish heritage but born in the Midlands, it's incredible I can speak English at all, really, isn't it? No offence to people, you know. I think, you know, cities, they have their own language, don't they? What is this? This is a Alstro Emery. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say it. Look, there's the word. Can you read that? Oh my goodness. All the ones I struggled with, I should have showed you the words so you could correct me. It's really, I can't say the name of the flower, but it's pretty gorgeous. Oh gosh. Rose. This was the main reason I bought this book, but now I've seen the others. There's so many I want to make. Now, look at the rose. It's stunning. This was the reason I bought this book. Can you see why? It's just to die for, isn't it? Now, if you don't crochet, right, you must learn to crochet. You must learn, because look, this is what you can make. They're just stunning. This is a petunia. It looks a little bit like a life buoy. Like, look at the flower. That's really good. I love how Kerry's done that, actually. She could have actually given it a green face, I think. Because that's green in the middle. Or yeah, she could have done. But I suppose maybe it'd look weird with the eyes, maybe. That's another version. I love that little watering can. I keep getting notifications coming up on the screen, so I can't see how much of this picture I'm showing you. Hopefully it's okay. This is a fuchsia. Is it fuchsia? 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 Right. They dangle. Actually, do those big moths, those hawk moths, when they actually pupate, is it? Oh gosh, I sound very uneducated today. They actually look that colour, and that's what they feed on and they disguise themselves on. Ours didn't survive, unfortunately, when my son tried to rear it. You know, I just don't, we had ventilation, but I just don't think I had enough ventilation. But yeah, unfortunately, we didn't end up with a moth in the end, which is it really hit him hard, actually. Really sad about it. What was I on about? I haven't got hyacinth in my garden for Blue, the cat, my kitten. It's a hydrangea. I've got a Lovelace hydrangea as the memorial. And this is a hydrangea. It's just because it kind of looked like it. I don't think they've even bothered putting the eyes on this. It's like a demigorgon. Are you a Stranger Things fans? Some of them do look a bit like that, don't they? Yeah, why bother trying to put eyes in there? It's like, you know, like with the silky chickens when they, or like at the Polish chickens, and you just basically can't see their eyes. They're just, you know. This is a French lavender. Gosh, this video is massive. Clematis. Oh, is it clematis? Poppy. I obviously know poppies as white, but maybe you do get different colours. Here we go. Here's the red one. Foxglove. You can't even see which is which here. Oh, there it is. Sunflower. Oh gosh, I definitely need a sunflower in my life. Gabera. Gabera. What do you think? Oh, look at that orange, that lovely burnt orange colour. Oh, another version. Marigold. Honestly, I feel like abandoning Nordic sweaters at the minute. I'm not going to, by the way. I'm not going to get distracted. Don't distract yourself. That's what my middle son used to say when they used to mess about in the car. And I used to say, you know, you shouldn't distract the driver, because my husband would be driving. And because he was, you know, he's got Asperger's and things, he just says what he thinks, and he'd say, don't distract yourself. He'd say, Delilah. You'd get a clip around the ear, wouldn't you, back in the day, for saying, for such cheek, wouldn't you? I'm glad, obviously, you know, conditions are you know, made aware now. You don't just think that, you know, these children are just like naughty. It's just they can't help but say what they think. And I think this is echinacea. I only know this because I think I've heard it. I don't think I'd know it if I was just looking at it. Oh, it looks all fuzzy. A fuzzy head. I never knew that's what they were called. I just call them big daisies. Right, and then it's all instructions on how to make it. Right, I hope you've liked looking at that. Oh, do you know what? I love looking through that book because I haven't looked through it. It's my first time. Right, now I have won a book, but I'm not going to include it in this video because obviously it's been too long and I've got other things to show you. I have made, with my Toft book, because I ordered directly from Toft, the other freebies I got a pattern to make a pastel colour. Those are the colours, the new Toft colours, to make a beanie. And the others are just adverts, you know, Alexandra's Garden Vegetables and the Doll Club, which I'm not in any of those, but yeah, just adverts for those. And shall we I'll do a bit of sewing now. Now, I have made 2 paper patterns by drawing round containers in my kitchen. Now, I regularly buy a potted salad from Aldi, which is that size. And I often buy wonky strawberries from Aldi, which is that size. So what I've done is I've drew around them onto pattern paper. I've added a couple of inches. I'm sorry if you work in centimetres, but I work in both, but this particular instance I worked in inches. And basically now I'm going to cut out fabric and I'm going to add elastic to the edge. And then I've got reusable covers, so I won't have to keep using it, you know, like foil or cling film. Like I do reuse foil many times, but it only lasts so long, doesn't it? But yeah, I'm going to be making some fabric reusable things, you know, so it's better for the environment. So my pattern came, I don't know if I showed you this. Yeah, do you know what, I'm going to do my So Frugal garment now, and then I'll go back to the other things. So now, as you know, I bought this pattern. It's a tennis skirt pattern. Now this isn't my So Frugal because obviously I paid for this, but I managed to find a free one, and it was called the Arbor Skort on the Mood Fabrics website, which I did tell you about on my So Frugal challenge video, and I made it basically, and I've got it here. I finished it. It's got hair on it now sitting down here. I finished making it 2 days ago, and I photographed it yesterday, and this is how it looks off the hanger. So it kind of drops down at the back. You can probably see that where it looks a little bit down. It's got a waistband. It's a double-sided waistband with a skirt. And then if you pull it up, I'll pull the skirt up like that. It's a pair of cycling shorts, and you're supposed to put 1 pocket on it for your phone, but I put 2 pockets on it. Where's the other one? There. 2 pockets on it because I wanted to put tennis balls in it. So what I'll do is I haven't shared these on Instagram yet. I've got to share them tomorrow to be in the chance of winning a prize. Did you make anything for the challenge? I'm just wondering. Well, I'll pop some photographs up now. I had a lot of fun taking these photographs. Yeah, I was like kind of posing a bit with my tennis racket and my tennis balls, and yeah, and what happened is the Every delivered some like protein powder for my eldest son while I was having these photographs done yesterday, and I had to run to the door with 4 balls in my pockets, and the 2 of them come flying out on the stairs. I had to answer the door with these bulges. It was quite funny. But yeah, you know, I had loads of fun. Now the photographing it is rather funny. I've got this little clicker somewhere, but it's not working. So basically I've got like a 3-second timer, so I can press it and then I've got 3 seconds to get into position and have the photograph taken. So my husband says, look, you've got some really, I've showed him, he said you've got some funny faces on those photographs, which he always says to me. And I always say to him, well, I'm not trying to get any dates. That's what I say. I'm not trying to make myself look as beautiful as possible to get a date. So, you know, who cares? So basically I've got 3 seconds, so that some of them, they're a bit erratic, aren't they, you know, so I don't think I do too bad with 3 seconds to spare. But yeah, will I wear it? Well, I was going to wear it, but my husband said, yeah, it looks a bit too fancy for the gym. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be wearing it. He said we look okay at Wimbledon, but if I was going to Wimbledon, I'd be going as a guest, not as a player. So yeah, will I ever wear it? I don't know. I'll try to. But he said, I said, do you think it's a bit long for a tennis skirt? He said, yes, I think it is. Now, this one by Jay Lee does look shorter. It's more like, I see tennis skirts as being more like mid-thigh, maybe even shorter. Like this is like virtually down to my knees, like right, and because it drops down at the back, it's down virtually down to the crease of my knees. But I'm not the tallest of people, and I've since found out, right, I'm not as tall as I've been telling you. Unless I've shrunk, I don't know. But I went on the scale, these height scales, and I'm only 5'3.5". Not 5. I thought I was 5'4", and then I measured myself in here, and I thought I was 5'4.5". But the boys have measured me, and they're saying I'm 5'3.5". So I'm smaller. So maybe that's why it's so long, because I'm miniature. But yeah, I'm gonna make this. I want a tennis skirt. It's gonna get hot. Now, what I did say to my husband is, well, that. Well, I really like the shorts on it. I really like the height. Now, I must admit, the height of where the waist comes is going to be different on everybody, because the smaller the size, the lower the rise. So because I've made like the smallest size, did I make the smallest? I think I made the smallest size. The rise is the lowest. So there's only so far these will hoist up. So they sit a bit lower. But if I could have been able to pull it right up to here, and then let me hold it there. That's the back. If I could have pulled it right up to my waistline, it would have been more mid-thigh, but it doesn't. I can only get it as far as the crotch, so it ends up, yeah, it ends up being quite long. But you know, I didn't even know if the fabric was going to be suitable, because it didn't tell you what kind of stretch you needed or anything, which I always test stretch. So, but yeah, it seems okay. So yeah, all good. So yeah, I hope you've like seen my Frugal challenge, and I will be posting that on Instagram tomorrow. I don't know when you might be seeing this video today, so it might be on the same day, but it depends on how long my editing takes me. So more sewing. Now, I was interested in making a Blythe dress, because I've knitted a jumper and I wanted to make like a dungaree dress. Now, I've got some fabric left over from when I made a Tilly in the Buttons dungaree dress, the Clio, and I've got a bit left. I thought I could make a Blythe one to go over the jumper. Now, what I've done is I found a YouTuber. I can't for the life of her think of her name. Let me find her. The YouTuber is called Stitch by Stitch with Lily. Now, I think somebody that watches my channel, I'm so sorry, was it you, Christina, that told me about this YouTuber? Please, whoever it was, please remind me. I'm really sorry. People tell me about things all the time, and I get that information and I forget who's told me. I might start writing it down so I can give proper thanks. I thank them at the time, but then when I revisit, I can't remember. So the dress should look like this. It's got actual working pockets, but I'm not going to make that. I just want the bottom bit with the pocket working pockets, and then make a bib. So it's because I want it to go with the jumper. And basically you just have to go onto her videos, go in the description, and then you can download the pattern and make sure you do it actual size. So 100% or actual size, depending on what device. So I've already printed this out before and I've stuck it onto card because there's no seam allowance in these. But what you can do with tiny doll clothes and things, you can draw them onto your fabric and then just cut with seam allowance on there, and then you just sew on the drawn line basically. So I'm going to be making a dungaree dress with leftover fabric I used on my Clio. So I'll be like twinning with my Blythe doll, won't I? So and that leads me to something else. I was also told about, she's called the Something Sewies. I'm really sorry, I'll put her name up. She's got a Ravelry account and she's knitted this jumper. I'm so sorry I can't remember your name. She told me about this, she messaged me about this free pattern for a jumper. Now this particular designer has got other patterns that you pay for Blythe, but this one is free, and it's called the Toby Sweater for Blythe by Anarchy. Is that right? So I've downloaded this. Now the jumper I knitted before was by Arnie and Carlos, and it was DK weight. This is 4-ply, like sock weight yarn. So I'm going to be knitting another little Blythe jumper. I'm looking forward to trying that. But I think I haven't done it already because I'm knitting Nordic sweaters. But I'm going to get my Blythe. Now you've already seen my first Blythe doll. Now I have since found out. Now when I ordered my Blythe doll, I didn't think it was a genuine Blythe doll. I knew it was a copy. But it was just more affordable, but it still was quite expensive, more expensive like a Barbie doll from eBay. But the doll came in a little pink basket, had clothes, shoes, and yes, basically. But I have since gone to a website called AliExpress, so in China. I found a doll that looked exactly the same as mine, but the hair was longer and a different shade. And I thought, I'm going to just try buying it. And it was a fraction of the cost, probably a quarter or less than what I paid for the one in England. I did knock the seller down in the UK, so I didn't pay what it said on eBay. But yeah, I managed to get this one at AliExpress. Anyway, my dollars came. And the body is exactly the same, the face is the same, the eye is the same, and yeah, but it's just the hair is different, but it's the same doll. So, and I only waited 10 days for it to come from China and through customs and things to the UK, which I'm very, very pleased about. Now, here's the first girl that you've already seen. Now, she's hugging my little Freya the frog. She's basically took over Freya. And I've let her have her, you know, begrudgingly let her have Freya, you know. But I've got another. Now I've tried to order the same skin tone. Now the skin tone was described as black, but to me, am I black? No, I'm a white lady with tan. I've actually got some fake tan on at the moment, so yeah, I do look rather tanned. And I did it because I wanted to have for the photograph for the tennis skirt. I thought my legs were looking a bit white. So anyway, my dollars came and she's wearing the jumper. So if you've never seen anyone in the jumper before, and here she is. Now, I'm not going to change the eye colour in this video because I'm going to do a separate video on Blythe. But as I say, these aren't Blythe, they're Blythe copycats. But yeah, I'll explain more about that and the history and everything in my next video, well, my Blythe video. But yeah, she's got lovely long hair. Look how long that is. Like her legs are cross-legged at the moment, but she's exactly the same colour. Her body is the same as my other Blythe. She's wearing the jumper I knitted in DK weight by Arnie and Carlos, And she's holding that teeny tiny egg that I've been telling you about. That's what I knitted last night, and I've just left a little thread on the top so she can hold that. But yes, that's the egg knitted wrongly. It should have been, look, it does look really tiny egg shaped, doesn't it? But it's meant to have a few more rows in the middle, unfortunately, which I forgot to do. However, basically this doll, I'm going to show you now, this doll came with different hands. Oh God, I'll show you the pack. You just got to break them off. So they've got all different hand expressions. And because I knew they were going to come with hands, and I made sure I ordered the same colour, so I'll be able to use them on this doll, because this doll came with clothes and shoes but didn't come with hands. Oh, just in case you're wondering about my Freya the Frog, that is a pattern by Dot Pebbles, and I love her. And she's not got any of the I've took the wire out now. I didn't like the wire. So yeah, so that's what's happening. So I'm into Blythe now. I'm still mad for Barbie, Harry Potter, but yeah, I'm into Blythe, and I might be going to a Blythe convention, might be. So yeah, that'll be good fun if I go to that. So yeah, so I'm going to be making a little dungaree dress basically, because she's got nothing on at the moment. Hide her modesty. So I'm going to make this little dungaree dress to go on top of there. So that has been going on. Right, so I have nipped into Aldi. I should do Nordic, do you know what, I'm going to do Nordic sweaters. Now, you might have seen a sneaky peek. Now, I've been posting about my Nordic sweaters and showing them on my videos. Now, I have posted a picture of my most recent completed one on Ravelry, so you might have seen it already. And I posted it in a 4 picture to go in a knitting group. But you've not seen it on YouTube yet, so I'll just grab it. And it's one of the most festive looking ones. It's jumper number 8 for day number 8 of Advent, and yeah, it's green, and it's got the red on it, which the colours I've used before. As I say, I've done a green sweater before with this green. It's the same green, number 2, but it's a different contrast. And have I used green? I haven't used green as the contrast yet, but yeah, here's all my sweaters. I've got a lovely collection of them all. I love them, absolutely love them. And I've started another. So this one doesn't look as festive. This one is black. Actually, I've knitted a black one. It's Pete, they call it, black with a light grey. This is black with golden nugget, that colour as the contrast. So I've knitted the body up to where you stop. That's an arm. So you knit 2 of these, and I'm about halfway on the other arm. So then when you join them all together, and then you carry on knitting up the decreases on the shoulders, and then you knit the really long neck. They don't look that long, but they're double the amount of this. So yeah, so I'll have another one hopefully to show you on my next video. It really depends actually how much I get done. If I've only got one of those done and I've not done any sewing, I don't bring you a video. That's why it's taken so long actually, because I only got that skirt done a couple of days ago, and yeah, I haven't got anything else finished sewing, so that's why. Excuse me, let me sort myself out. So I've been shopping in Aldi for things for Easter, and today I picked up some tissue, what do you call it, shredded tissue in pastel theme. I've picked up an egg and spoon race kit. It's got plastic eggs with fake eggs inside and spoons, and you've got badges for 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So I'm going to play this with my family. Now bear in mind, all my family are getting older, they're teenagers, and my husband and myself. But yeah, I think we'll have a lot of fun over, if we get a nice dry day over the Easter holidays. I've picked up some Haribo jelly bunnies. Sorry, I know this isn't sewing, knitting or crochet, but yeah, I know some of you like to see the things I've picked up. I picked up a 2-pack of egg cups. I would have liked to buy, for everybody, but I'll just have to get a selection of things because obviously the cost. I picked up a chick mug, And as a chicken keeper, like I love Easter anyway, but as a chicken keeper, I'm especially crazy about Easter. And, you know, with all the chicks and things. And I got some bunny egg cups. Now, these don't look that wonderful, but I have got one out of the box, actually. I bet all you Luna fans would love these. Little bunny ears. They're so lovely. Now, the eggs look quite big, and my chickens, they're like bantams. I've only got one full-size hen, a cream leg bar, and she lays like bluey green eggs, but they're not as big as some of the ones you get in the shops. I've been collecting chocolate eggs for a while, but a lot of them we've eaten already, unfortunately. However, these I've managed to save these. These are ones you hang, a bit like Christmas ones. And these, I'm thinking about hiding these all over the garden and letting my family find them. Like I say, I know they're getting older, but we still have a lot of fun. Now, these, my husband and I have eaten one of these. These were Aldi. Milk chocolate filled eggs. We have eaten one, and they're like white inside, actually. They've got like a white filling. And I got some of these Galaxy Enchanted eggs. We haven't bought any Easter eggs yet. And I got these. I think these were for another occasion, but they've still got them. And it says, your extra special gummy fried eggs. And I thought they're great for Easter, aren't they? So I really hope you've liked seeing what I've shown you today. It's been really lots of fun sharing my crafty life with you. You know, I try and bring these videos as often as possible, but obviously it all depends on what I've managed to do. I'm not buying an awful lot at the moment because I'm just, you know, making sure I'm using what, you know, I've got, supplies and things. So I can't even say, oh, look what's turned up all that often. So it's mainly when I've made something I'm bringing videos. So yeah, so I'll just bring them to you when I get time to make things and when I get time to film and edit and everything. But I hope you like seeing what you've seen. I will leave you with a video which I haven't recorded yet of some of the things that I've shown you today, and I hope you've enjoyed my video, and I'll see you next time. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time, and have a lovely Easter if I'm not back before Easter. Okay, bye.